Karis here, and today we are going to be flipping through the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle. This deck is published by Liminal 11, which is, it looks like an imprint of Sterling Ethos, or possibly this is the US publisher. This deck retails for $24.95 US, and you can get it on Amazon or at Barnes & Noble. It is in a 2-piece sturdy box, and the cards, you do have to be careful with this box because the bottom just kind of can fall out. It comes with a small guidebook, and I know that you can buy both Modern Witch, I think there is both a larger guidebook as well as a journal that's available. So we'll put the guidebook aside and let's take a look at the back of the cards here. So the back of the cards aren't exactly fully reversible just because you can see the difference here. The only thing that makes them not fully reversible is just these handles on the swords. There is, I won't call it a promotional card, but it's just a motivational card here. It says, "You are a badass, being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self." And the back has that same card design. And then we have a bonus card in this deck, which I adore, and I know you can get this as a print. It's the Everything is Fine card, and it is the same design that is found on the Ten of Swords. And that was our flip through of Modern Witch Tarot. And let's go ahead and give these cards a shuffle. They do have the uncut edges, which normally I do edge my decks, but I think for this one, because of the white border, I'll probably leave them just the plain cut edges. I will say this deck is a bit more difficult to riffle shuffle. The card stock is pretty substantial and definitely doesn't shuffle easily. You really have to give a bend to it, but it does go back to just the, you know, there's no bow in the card or anything. So they're gonna hold up to a lot of wear and tear. And they are pretty slick, so easy to hand over shuffle. And so let's get started with the deck interview. We're gonna pull 3 cards. For the first card, we're gonna ask what its strengths are as a deck. For the second card, we're gonna ask what kind of readings it's best at. And for the third, we're gonna ask for a card that best sums up its personality. And we're gonna read directly from the guidebook on that one. So let's pull some cards. Wow, coming in strong here. We've got 3 Major Arcana cards. So for the first question we asked, what are your strengths as a deck? And we got the Sun. And the Sun is all about positivity and success in your endeavors. And so here we see that this deck really likes to help guide people on their way to their success. Bring positive and happy messages to the querent. The next question we got was, what kind of readings are you best at? And for this question, we got the High Priestess. This leads me to believe that the reading type that this deck does best is that of a spiritual nature. So if you have questions about how do you connect with your higher self, are you on your right path, how can you get on your right path, this is the deck in my practice that I would use for that. And then finally, we asked what card best describes your personality, and we got the Judgment card. And for that one, we will read out of the guidebook. And just really quick, let's talk about the guidebook. It is a hard cover, and it has a short foreword, an introduction. Now the guidebook itself is not in color, but it does have artwork throughout. So there's an intro, then the Major Arcana, the cards at the top of the page, and there's a bit of a blurb about what the card means. And we did get judgments, so we'll come back to that one. Then we have the Minor Arcana. So we talk about its connection to the elements and what each of the cards mean in the minors. Then after that, it has a little section about reading the tarot and how, and then it has a couple of spreads for us. Oh, it has a few spreads. It has quite a few spreads for us, actually. And then it does talk about the extra cards. So the Everything is Fine card can be used to replace the Ten of Swords. A version of this card with the tagline was the first thing that she drew for the deck. And then the final card is a bit of inspiration from me to you. So with that, let's go ahead and read the Judgment page. At points in our lives, we can feel like there's something pulling us to change. Judgment calls down to us in the form of a benevolent angel and presents us with a crossroads on her banner. As humans, we aren't alone in the world, but surrounded by others struggling, each in their own way. Through compassion, love, and a desire to be better people, we reach up towards this lofty goal of self-actualization to enrich the world and others around us. Only through responding to the call can we become truly alive. It's not about judging others, but about judging yourself. There are times to be kind to yourself, and then there are times for some tough love. Now is one of those times. There's an important change needed for you to reach new heights, but you're prepared. Your past self is behind you, and the future calls. Examine yourself and your choices honestly. Is this the best for you? So its personality is more of a tough love, as opposed to giving it to you with spoons full of sugar, but definitely still going to give you the message that you need to hear. So that is my flip through of the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle. If you'd like to pick this deck up for yourself, the link is in the description box below. Let me know which card in this deck was your favorite in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.